Hey guys.
Hey everybody.
Yeah. It's the end of crossover week here on DC TV, and we are going to talk about all 4 of our favorite shows. I'm Tatiana Hullender, and I'm here with Phil Moore.
Hey, what's up everybody? Hey, I am back in the building once again, and oh my gosh, my head is about to explode. We got to cut the intros short because there's so much to talk about, but let me introduce, you've seen the guy doing a few of the after shows. He's here on the panel today, Mr. David Moore in the house.
What's good, people? It's a pleasure to be here. Happy to talk nerd and be one of my fellow people here at the Stream TV. It's a beautiful thing.
Hey, welcome to the party. And of course, rounding out the foursome, boom, JAMI, the one and only, the Arrow Man, our resident Arrowhead.
Looking forward to talking about Invasion. This is going to be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's get it started.
Yeah. First off, not an invasion, but sort of like the opposite of one. We have the Supergirl episode with the alien virus that is targeting only alien DNA and destroying all of the aliens on Earth 28. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
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 So, I think we learned that.
28 or something.
Oh, really? Like it's a faraway Earth. It's
Yeah,
faraway Earth.
yeah. Earth's not here.
It turns out that Kara's dad is the one that cultivated that virus.
Yeah.
Her Kryptonian.
Yeah, her
Kryptonian
Kryptonian father, her biological father, in order to defend Krypton against other aliens.
Right.
So now Kara feels responsible for, mass murder. So how do we feel about the storyline,
Oh,
guys?
my
It's
gosh.
not her fault. Well, it's interesting because they really, and they started to discover this last season as well, is that her parents aren't really who she thought they were. And so, I think it's pretty interesting to kind of go there with the father and have her feel this sort of family guilt for who her parents were. And in truth, she didn't really know her parents. She left when she was 12 or 13. And, we all have sort of different ideas of who our parents are when we're kids as opposed to when we're adults. So I think it's a really nice dynamic that they've introduced.
Yeah, well, David, when you were talking about something, it reminded you of something on Smallville that they kind of did with Clark and his dad.
One thing first, because this weighs heavy on me when I saw the moment, and just kind of go into like this creative zone, if you will, when she saw her father. She'd only been dealing with her mom all this time.
Oh, yeah, she had a moment of shock.
She had a moment where she just kind of was like,
That was nice.
Father?
And I wondered why they brought the dad back to do the hologram as opposed to the mom. And if it was maybe like in the original Superman
It was
movies,
always
supposed
Jor-El.
to be Jor-El.
Right.
It ended up being the mom in the second
When
film
they didn't have money to pay.
Right, because they didn't want to pay Brando. Exactly. So I don't know, what was the reason? Did she didn't want to come back? Or maybe because she also was playing the evil aunt that they felt it was too much? I don't know.
I just sort of thought it was like at the DEO, you have the mom, and then at the Fortress of Solitude,
Oh,
you're
that's
going to have the
interesting.
dad.
Maybe that's the reason. That might be it. That might be
And
it.
I also think the show is very mom friendly. It's very woman friendly also.
course.
And I think that they kind of established she always has this revering kind of nature about her father. So we know she communicates with her mom. She knows that she has a relationship and just chats, but it doesn't seem like that reverence like she has for her father. Right. So to take that down, I think, is to cut down a bigger tree in this whole story arc.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So.
Well, the alien virus almost killed Mon-El, but thankfully, Lena Luthor ended up saving the day after a couple of, heel-face turns that we didn't know which way she was going.
Right. She did the whole fake out there.
Yeah. I really loved the storyline because I was genuinely concerned that Lena was gonna be, working for her mom, and I was like, no, I've spent all this time loving her. Why is this happening?
Well, and the producers are really playing with the Luthor name,
Yes.
right? And what in our expectations of what the Luthor name means. And so I think it was a really interesting reversal to sort of fake it out and make it seem like she's good, she's bad, she's good again, and we still don't even quite know
Exactly.
I gotta ask,
in the future.
What is her motivation? Is it that she's genuinely a good person? Or is it that she's just, anti her mom? So every time she gets to get a one-up on her mom, she'll do it, whether it's her being a good guy or being a bad guy. I'm still not 100% on board the Lena Luthor train.
It might also be her really, her trying to redeem herself and the Luthor name from everything that her brother
It might
is.
be a reaction to the Luthor name, like you said, and I think she even gave her mom the chance to be like, hey, I want you on my side, or hey, this is what's going on, help me. And since her mom didn't take it, when she found out what the truth was, she was like, all right.
It was really heavy. It was really heavy when she said, I knew you were lying because you said that I loved you.
Which, which is
a total Luthor thing.
Yeah,
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Which is why I think, along with some of the other things that we've all pointed out, I think that it's more of a testament to prove that although her name might be Luthor, she's better than the Luthors.
Right.
Because she's adopted.
Sure.
She's not actual Luthor.
Well, she doesn't have a Luthor blood.
It's all about biology.
You know? Seriously.
You ain't my
family. I'm better than y'all. I'll take your money and run. But, you know, it's like, that's what it's like, you know? And I think that if, you know, if she is genuinely good, she's really out to prove something. And, you know, she wanted to get the love, she didn't. So if she can't get the love by just being a good person, then she will out-better you. You know, take the money though, sign a check, pay the lady, and then I'm out-better you.
That's hilarious.
So
moving from biology to chemistry, we
second away.
I love those segues.
Second away.
Alex and Maggie forever. Finally culminating.
It took long enough.
Yeah, it took long enough. Some of y'all thought it was gonna take longer. Y'all were wrong.
Let's get it on. Let's get it on.
We have a bunch of, you know, near-death experiences, like causing people to feel very differently. So Alex first, she took that opportunity to sort of, you know, get right with herself and be like, you know what, I accept who I am. Mom, I like women. Mom was like, yay, I love you. And she's like, Maggie, you almost died. I want you to know that I care about you as a person. And I'm glad, you know, even if you don't want to be with me, we can be friends. It's cool.
Right.
Whereas Maggie was like, listen, I almost died. I don't want to die before we make out.
Exactly.
So let's do it.
I like the actress who's playing Maggie. I think she's doing a great, and obviously this is a character that's beloved from the comic books, Maggie Sawyer. So I think they're doing she's, as an actress, doing a really great job of making this version of the character, and they definitely have good chemistry between the two of them. So it was nice to finally see this happen after a couple of weeks.
And you know, on past episodes here, I actually talked about how I don't want anything to happen prematurely, but I also don't want it to drag it out forever. And I really like how they paced this. This was really good to kind of have it come together and make it happen in a time that wasn't too far down the road, but not too fast. 'Cause I love the way that it didn't, you know, happen right away.
Absolutely.
That was so great. But I mean, like, yeah,
it was realistic.
It's realistic.
Exactly.
And all the other things we talked about, how dealing with relationships and, you know, not moving and being open and honest. I love the way that they were really open and honest. Like, I'm not going to string you along. I'm not going to play you. Now's the time. And it was great to see finally happen.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The other love confession.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
It's Mon-El. So I want to know what you guys think about this. I think I am the living embodiment of the get a job, stay away from her meme. So what do you guys think?
Same, man. I'm there with you. I'm on your island, Tatiana, because and I'm hoping that it was just he was like loopy from the fumes. You know what I mean? I'm hoping it was just like the virus, you know, and it just kind of made him like, dude, because he didn't remember it at the end.
But
I
had to interject. Right there, I thought that. But then they have that continued shot of him as he turns and looks away. And it's this face of like, oh, should I have said it?
Yeah,
almost
you know
like
he knows.
I didn't take
knows.
it that way.
Yeah.
I definitely took it as he knows, he remembers, and he doesn't want to tell her.
Right.
So
he wanted
he's
to
just
check
sort of
to see what her reaction would be. And her reaction was to fake it.
But that's
so
weird,
he
though.
was like, okay,
he
she doesn't
already
want
knows what her reaction is. She was like all into it. Look at them. They're locking lips right there.
Yeah, but, you know, he was going to die.
Right.
So, like, if he's going to die, then she's going to let him kiss her.
I mean, that's the reason why I'm on your island. I don't want this to happen. Mon-El was like annoying.
I don't mind if they want to explore this for a little bit on the show, because it makes sense. He's an alien, she's an alien.
Right.
I mean, it totally makes sense. So it's fine to, I think, explore it for a little bit, but ultimately, I want my Kara single, being Supergirl. I don't even really want her with Jimmy, you know what I mean?
Well,
And I don't
when
mind.
she broke up with Jimmy, it was to find herself. And instead, it's like, I found an alien.
Exactly. Who's been sleeping with so many other different species. Oh, imagine the STD from that constellation. Oh my God.
He's a frat boy, but he's also a child. Like, that's my issue is, like, he's come into this world, and she's the one teaching him how to be part of this world. And like he imprinted on her, and now,
Well, and also I think part
We're
of
talking Twilight with this. Come on. No Twilight at
what's
the
made
DCTV table.
Supergirl so cool is that it is about empowering
Yes,
women, and it
yes.
is about her being empowered. So I think to then do some really long season arc where she's with him, like she needs a man. I don't want to
Yeah.
go there. Again, I
Right.
don't mind if they explore that chemistry a little bit,
Right.
but let's have her stay an empowered Kara.
Speaking of
Right.
Mon-El, Sunshine, Sunset, Happiness said, I wonder if Mon-El is actually the prince. And that's why, I agree with you, that's
my
why
gosh.
the aliens were coming for him.
Whoa.
Yeah, like
Who-
the
who
story
is that,
he
Sunshine?
told, Sunshine,
Oh.
Sunset, Happiness.
Sunshine, I am happy with your answer. That,
Yeah,
I mean,
the story that he told about
comment,
the
that was
dude
awesome.
letting him
Right,
go,
and if
it was
he's
him.
the- right.
He's the prince who went instead
Yeah.
of letting other
That
people go.
totally makes sense.
I don't like
Right.
you, Mon-El.
And he's an unreliable
Yeah.
narrator.
Yeah.
Then we can totally.
Mon-El is the
yeah.
prince in disguise.
Now the aliens at the end are those Dominators?
No, they didn't look like
You
Dominators.
can't
No,
quite
no.
tell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
they-
couldn't really tell.
well, they
could
had a
be,
human
because we
face.
heard
Right.
Dominators will come back
Right.
to Supergirl.
Right.
So it's possible, but I think that they're maybe like some
Another
nearby.
species.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Dominators,
Uh-huh.
this crossover was not some like this part of the crossover was not one. We got the scene with Barry and Cisco at the end, which was a good scene until it was repeated on the Flash the next night. So
Yeah.
it was not necessary. But you know, I think
Well, and
we all
I also
agreed
don't
that,
think
yeah.
we needed it on the Flash. I'm
Right.
fine with that being the end of that, and
Exactly.
then seeing, and then even just cutting to him bringing her in on Flash.
That's
we
what I
didn't
thought they
need
were
to
gonna
see
do,
the scene
like
again.
expecting
Yeah.
you to have watched the previous episode.
Right.
Because like that was when it was like offensive. Like putting it in the Flash is like we didn't even care. if
Yeah.
you
And
watched
Right,
it.
like
right,
almost
right.
every show does like a previously on.
exactly,
So they really didn't need to
exactly.
do it again, but
It was fine.
It
But it was nice
Yeah.
to see them kind
Yeah.
of cross over and introduce Cisco to her and be, you know, sort of the beginning of what was going to come from the next 3 nights.
Final point, so that we don't forget,
Yeah.
is that we got John. Finally, no longer having to be a white Martian. He got the injection from Kara's mom, which reversed the disease, I
Right,
guess. if you
yeah.
will. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about the storyline overall?
Overall in the
overall?
Yeah,
episode,
like in the,
or
in the episode, but also like as this being the culmination of that arc, you know, of him meeting the green Martian that turned out to be a white Martian.
so I thought that they would play with him being a white Martian for a little
Yeah.
longer. I didn't really think they were gonna sew that whole thing up this quickly. But I mean, I guess I'm glad they did, and then we can just move on. I mean, I certainly didn't want him to like end up being a villain white Martian
Yeah,
kind of
definitely
thing.
not.
I want him to be John Jones. So.
I mean, I thought that the part about him becoming one is unnecessary. You know, I would rather see his dynamic continuing on with Megan. Like, how does he decide?
Right,
whether
and
to
I think
trust
it
her or
was
not?
to reveal to him that Megan is.
Right,
Yeah.
so I was gonna say, I didn't mind him actually bringing it in and having it as a story element because that's how he found out that
Right.
Megan was a
Like,
white
that was the
Martian.
purpose of the story.
But I would have liked maybe, look, it's fine the way it is, but you know, if I could have had my way, it would have been good to have it carry out a little bit longer. I like when somebody's dealing with a duality or almost like a possessive kind of thing going on within them, and how that plays out with the team dynamic.
That would have been
you
nice
know,
to
that would have
see.
been nice
One
to,
episode.
yeah, for one more episode.
But
maybe.
yeah, so we're gonna go into the crossover. But for now, you can look at some celebrity photographs.
Oh yeah, listen, you guys have been sending in stuff, and we've got a bunch of pics when you've had brush with greatness. So check these out, and keep them coming to Spring.tv.